Hello, dear Unbeyonders. I'm Elizabeth Berry, and this is the BeyondEgo Mastermind Experience. This month, we have a 30-day activity that reminds us to be in service of ourselves and be in service to the world. Now, I often have a time thinking about what does being in service mean? And I'm sure many of you do too, especially when you feel like you don't have anything left. What does it really mean to be in service? Well, the most simplistic answer that I can give you is that being in service is being your truest self. It's where the beyond ego mentality comes into play. Beyond who you think you ought to be, you are. And that authentic self, that authentic persona radiates, gives, and has energy and knows how to work with that energy, because sometimes we don't have 100% energy, we have 70%, but it's okay to give that 70% of 100% so that we're always continuously striving to be who we are in our place of stillness, of boundary setting, of understanding that we have a place on this earth. We are chosen to be alive at this certain time and to give ourselves fully to everything and everyone, including, most importantly, to who we are on a daily basis. As you look in the mirror, as you put your head on your pillow every evening, and as you wake up and start a new day. So our 30-day activity is based on being in service. Acts of service are an activity, right? It's an opportunity to come into ourselves to say, okay, I have a busy life. I have a lot of things going on. I have jobs, I have kids, I have to cook, I have to clean, I have things that I'm responsible for as a mature and accountable adult. But on the other side, on the side of spirituality, on the side of authenticity, we have this opportunity to find gratitude and to be grateful and to engage in acts of service, to recognize our very purpose for being here on this place and this very time on this earth. So in the next 30 days, ask yourself for space. Ask yourself for the permission to find stillness so that you can understand what acts of service you can perform. They can be as little as calling a friend, providing a compliment, sending someone a fun gift in the mail without them knowing, telling someone at the grocery store that their hair looks good or you like their shirt. And if you make this a discipline during the 30 days, you can actually take that discipline beyond the 30-day activity and focus on how you can be a more kind and compassionate adult in your entire life, and therefore find that you're in service more often without even thinking about it, which is part of the BeyondEgo experience of tuning into that gratitude and tuning into that authenticity inside, that you feel good. Right? The heart chakra has a front for giving love, right? That being in service to the world, to show, wow, okay, this is what my heart says, because what my heart says is different from what someone else's heart will say. And that's the beauty of being in service, because if we're all in service of who we are, we're all gifting the world with certain aspects of that individuality, certain aspects of that uniqueness that are meant for you to shine. The back of the heart is for receiving. So as you give to the world in this 30-day activity of being in service, perhaps you'll be still enough to feel from the back of the heart all of the love that's being gifted to you from other people showing up as who they wish to be. And it is then that we come together as a collective to understand and unite to say acts of service, as little as a hello, as little as a phone call or an email or a text or a photo or a video, an act of kindness, no matter what it is, can truly give us a lot more from that back and that receiving end than it takes for the energy to give out. Enjoy your 30-day activity of being in service to truly understand that you are a chosen one on this earth in this very space and time. And I offer you the chance to truly engage with the service that lives within. This month it's November, and I'm thinking of a pumpkin as a great analogy for being in service. Now, if this were a real pumpkin, I actually have a real pumpkin in front of me, but I'm going to use this one. If this were a real pumpkin, you would think that it has a solid space and it's in service of the world because of its pumpkinness, its gourdness. But there's so much on the inside, right? When you carve a pumpkin through the holiday season, you cut off the top, you can make a face, you take out the seeds, you can create pumpkin pie, pumpkin soup, pumpkin martini, all of the wonderful things that are inside. So one would think that this beautiful outside exterior gives us a sense of the season of gourds and giving and Halloween and Thanksgiving and all of the wonderful fall times that we engage in, but there's so much more on the inside that we don't even see. Now, you can use that analogy to come inside of yourself to say, what are those gifts that I have not explored yet that I can share with the world? And it is then that you realize that acts of service are not just to be in service to other people as one of your gifts of being alive. No, it goes beyond that to say, wow, when I go into this still mode and when I think about how I can be of service, there's so much more inside of me that I didn't even know existed until I started giving it out to the world. And that's when we become truly a person that lives beyond the ego. Enjoy this activity. Thank you for being here.